Good morning. So the kids are off to school. I've got my tea. We're finally ready. I am finally ready to get some work done in the kitchen. Last week was March break, so I am one exhausted mama, but things still need to be done. So I'm Suze. Welcome back to my witchy homestead. Welcome if you're new. Today we need to make bread. We're going to make applesauce muffins out of some applesauce cups my kids didn't like. There were chunks in them, so they didn't like them. But you know what they like? They like apple fritters. So I'm going to rework it as apple fritter muffins. It'll be great. And then the stuff will get used. I have to make a powder out of some dehydrated vegetables. We'll talk about that after. And we'll see what else we get up to. Maybe just that, because I am on a time crunch still. Okay, so this is enough applesauce for a double batch of muffins. I am using this recipe. It's actually for banana muffins, but it uses frozen bananas, which eventually turn into this consistency. Worst case scenario, I have to add some extra flour. So let's grab my bowl and start mixing. I will link this recipe down below, and my And my bread recipe is kind of my own recipe that works for my home, how cool my house is. So I'll write out underneath how much of what I use. So we need all of this apple, and I do have to remind myself that this is a double batch because this is in singles. There we go. Hold on. Don't flag me, Disney. Just a spatula. So our oven needs to be preheated to 375. And it'll just sit there happily. So add sugar, melted butter, vanilla extract, and mix everything until combined. There it is. Okay, in a large bowl, applesauce. Sugar, melted butter, and vanilla extract. Okay, so while I'm measuring out the sugar and getting the vanilla, I'm going to melt the butter. This is half a cup of butter. Vanilla, measure with your heart, because that's how that works. Ooh. Double recipe. That's fine. That is melted to close enough. Stay. Just going to mix the butter to get it as melted as possible. Add that in. Mix everything until combined. It's lovely. Weird goo. Okay, so I need to lightly beat my egg. I try to do it like this sometimes. Double check my shell. See, I'm glad I did it this way. Shell, no thank you. Not today. Now stir that in. If I'm too nice, it doesn't mix in. If I'm too aggressive, it goes everywhere. How am I supposed to win? Oops. Okay, we need 1 teaspoon and 1 teaspoon. So 2. 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. No, double batch. 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. And then it says a half a teaspoon of salt, so that's a full teaspoon. No, don't want the giant lump. There we go. And 3 cups of flour. Oh. What I'm going to do before I add that flour, I'm going to get my water going for the bread. My kettle has a really cool setting. Where it'll do different temperatures, so I always bring it up to 120 and then let it cool, so it's a perfect 110 for bread and baking and yeasty things. 1, 2, woo, 3. I'm glad I'm not wearing black today. Okay. Thank you, oven. Okay, this looks fantastic. So I don't think I have to add any flour. Oh, there's a big lump of baking something, powder, soda, something. Let's break that up and get that mixed in. Okay. There we go. So now what I like to do is I like to let my batter rest. So we're going to start our bread. So much noise. Okay, let's go get our yeast. I came up with this recipe. It's based off of a couple of sandwich bread recipes and a couple of French bread recipes that I kind of combined. And this is our sandwich bread, and my kids love it. I'm now in charge of all bread, sandwich bread, and bagels, because they refuse to eat store-bought now. Spoiled. I can't for the life of me figure out buns. I can't get them shaped properly to the size I need. I think I make them small enough and then they don't proof big enough. I think I make them too big and they're... Anyway. So, I'm still working. There's still lots of skills to be here. And I'm very happy where I am right now. So, it's literally one tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of yeast, and then 2 1/3 cup of water. I think I might have to add some extra when we get there, and I still need to get a whisk out. I think I'm going to do 2.5 cups this time. I always have to add extra. Now we're waiting for those to bloom. Let's get some muffin liners in. This recipe says it makes 16 muffins. I don't know about that. Those are the huge ones. I do use muffin liners because I do find that they're easier. Lean up, prep, all the bits. Just easier for me. Might have to make some mini muffins, because I don't have enough baking cups. Muffin liners. I look down, it says baking cups. I'll have to find some more. Okay, so I cannot find any more big muffin tins, big muffin liners. So we're going to go with a bunch of mini muffins instead. I know my kids said no more mini muffins, but like, I'll just give them a couple. So, yeah. This is coming along nicely. That is doing exactly what I want it to do. I need some of this, my bread. Okay, so let's get these liners in. So we're going to be doing the muffins in a little bit more of a batch situation than I was hoping, but that's okay. It has taken me a very long time to be able to be this patient with my yeast. I've always tried to rush the process, and I've learned the hard way not to do that. So for my bread, I need 5 cups of flour and a tablespoon of salt. Three. 4. 5. Still don't want that giant lump. Then this sucker does most of the work for me. Most of the work for me. Oh, and I still need 2 tablespoons of oil, so I'm not going to start that till I'm ready. There we go. Well, that's doing its thing. We're going to fill up our muffins and get them going. How long does it say to bake these for? 18 to 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, let's get these into the oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to work this by hand. And we're going to put him, or her, I guess, away for a nap for quite a while, because my house is cold. Oh, this is really, really nice. Okay, I always use plastic wrap because I have long hair. I have 2 girls with long hair and I have a cat with long hair. So the plastic wrap just means that anything on the towel is not going in, even though it's clean. It's really hard with long hair. So this guy is going to go for a nap for about an hour and 15 minutes. Tea. I forgot how fiddly mini muffins are. Well, there you go. 1 full tray of big muffins and 2 mini trays of muffins. Pretty good. Okay, so while we're waiting on muffins to cook and bread to rise, I'm going to grate some carrots because my one daughter really likes them that way. And before I put this away, may as well use it again, right? I'm just going to do this one massive one because that should be good for now. Where's my peeler? Tell you what. My son puts the dishes away and put it away in the wrong spot. So there we go. Best purchase ever. The attachment. The KitchenAid mixer was a wedding present. The attachment I've replaced once already. And will replace every time it breaks. Perfect. School snack done. So over the weekend I dehydrated. This is about a half a big bag, so a 2 kg bag. 2 kg, 4.4 pounds. Oh, no way it's that big. Maybe 1 kg bag of frozen veggies. I've done this before. I do it all the time. It makes a veggie powder. That I put in anything kind of saucy, so muffins. That is a Alexa stop 18-minute timer, so we're gonna check with the toothpick. Where are my oven mitts? Oh, right there. In the weirdest spot possible. These look fantastic. I'm just going to prick with a toothpick, and it's still very dirty. So, more minutes. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer, please.
Second timer, 5 minutes, starting now.
So as I was saying with this, anything that is like saucy, so pasta sauce, tacos, pizza, I sprinkle some in. Nobody knows it's there but me. My husband does. And it just adds a little bit of extra nutrition boost. So I'm going to do, I think, about half at a time. We probably do all of it. Not bad, not great. So it's not bad. But it just ends up being a powder. And that I add to their food. So I'm going to go a little bit more with this batch. And there's batch 1 done. So this is the jar that I usually keep my veg powder in. And I am not taking any chances. Okay, let's check. Almost. Almost. And there's veg powder done. Love it. There we go. 3, 6, 9, 12 big muffins and 24 little muffins. So those took 18, 19, 20, 23 minutes. So I'm going to set these for Alexa, set a 15-minute timer. At what point did I do this? This is I have aprons. I should wear them, right? I know you saw when I did it. You tell me, because I just noticed. So while I was waiting, I cleaned up a little bit and prepared my pans with parchment paper. So the timer just went off. It's doubled in size. There's a giant air pocket right here, so this is going to be fun. I'm going to put this aside so that we can use it again to proof the loaves. Favorite part. My kids love that part too. Oh, this is nice. So I'm just going to knead it a little bit. I'm going to cut it approximately in half. I never get it right. I'm not too worried. Neither are the kids. So I'm going to shape it and put it into one of our pans. Don't need that anymore. So my shaping isn't very good. I do tend to get air pockets and stuff in my loaves, which my kids think are hilarious. I hate it. Let me know if you have any tips. It's gotten better. And I just pinch the edge. Kind of close up the end as nice as I sort of can. Never really works very well. And I plop it in the pan. And repeat. And you know what's great? Is it doesn't matter how it looks, it's how it tastes, and this tastes really good. My kids think it's funny, the different shapes and sizes and styles, and the bubbles. So I'm not worried. Here we go. Now they get to, this is really coming apart. Of course, when I go to film making bread, decides to be a bum. Okay, not that I'm concerned, but. So. Now they're going to sit here for another hour while I do dishes. I'm not going to subject you to doing dishes because I don't have to. So we'll be back. Okay, so I do this a little differently. Now that my hour has gone off with these for sitting, now I start to preheat my oven. So I'm preheating it to 375, and then they're going to go in for about 35 minutes. But I realized I need to try a muffin. They've been driving me nuts. So okay, so that's preheating. So let's try one of these muffins, and then yeah. Oh my god. It's like I've never had fingers before. Oh, they're kind of sticking to the paper. Oh well. I picked the one that had the weird spot. I think there was like a lump of baking powder or baking soda in it. So none of my kids would eat that, so. That's really, really good. The chunk of apple definitely makes it the apple frittery-ness. I'm very happy with that. So, there's our bread. This one's a little weird, but that's okay. We love her anyway, just like me. So I temped the biggest one, and it's done. So we're good. 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Get those out of there. Turn that off, and now let's get them out of this so they can cool completely. I'm so graceful. Can you tell? So, not the prettiest, not the worst. My favorite part now is as it cools, it'll start cracking and making noises. So these just need to sit and cool completely. Same with the muffins. They probably are cool at this point, but I'm just going to leave them. So once this is completely cooled, I will wrap it up and put it away for the rest of the week. Oh, that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm so glad we got a couple of kitchen-y things done because they really needed to get done. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.